In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a slab on grade with thickened edges. We've already drawn a full foundation where you would have a basement and one with a crawl space. This next one is what we're going to draw, the slab on grade, and as you can see, it has these thickened edges. Where would you use this kind of slab? Well, it needs to be a warm climate because, as we've discussed previously, you need to get those foundations below a frost line. So here we have a map that indicates some of the frost depth locations across the continental United States. And as you can see down here in the lower right, we have very warm climates, also a little bit here in the Southwest. So these are the kinds of climates where you might find this type of slab on grade. You will find too sometimes for smaller structures that this type of foundation is used, like let's say a detached garage or a shed or something like that. But if you're going to do a full house, you probably would want to only use this in a very warm climate. Now, if you do a search for slab with thickened edge, you'll find a number of different variations. The one we're going to draw looks similar to what you see right here, but without this curb. But you'll find that some of them are more like perimeter grade beams. They have a sort of a rectangular profile and don't go into this angle like we'll be doing. So here are just a few variations on the thickened slab edge slab condition. So I'm now in the Revit file and I'm going to proceed with drawing this slab with the thickened edges. So I want to go to level 1 this time. I did the other foundations in level 0, but this one is going to be tight up against level 1 and it will form the floor. So I've gone to level 1, and as you can see, because of my view range, the other foundations are not appearing. All right, I'm going to go to floor. And there's the concrete slab that I had created previously. I'm going to click on edit type and I'm going to duplicate this slab. And this one, I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. I will make it a 6-inch concrete slab. Say okay. And when I click on edit here, I can change the thickness and it should already be set to concrete cast in place gray, and click on OK. Apply and OK. All right, now I am in the modify create floor boundary ribbon, and I'm going to click on this rectangle, and this slab will go from column line 7 to 9. And I'll go ahead and check. Click on the check mark. Okay, now if I go to my 3D view, there's my new slab. And right now it doesn't have those thickened slab edges. So I'm going to need to add them. But before I do that, as we had done for the previous two structures, and you can't see the footing for this one, but there is a footing here below the slab, and there's this one here. We'll also have a column located in the middle of this structure. So we need to thicken the area that will be below that column. So I'm going to go back to level 1, and basically we're going to make a hole in the slab, then we'll fill it with a thickened area and join it to the rest of the slab. So when I click on the slab and I choose the edit boundary, I can create a kind of void in that. So what I'll do is I'll go to the rectangle tool again, click here, and I'm going to make this opening, let's see here, let's try to bring it down to 2 feet by 2 feet. And as you can see, it's not centered on the column lines. So I'm going to move it. I'll select it, click on the move tool, and I'm going to move it over 1 foot. And I'll move it again down 1 foot so it's centered. and I'll hit the check mark. Okay, so like I said, we will be filling that, but before we do that, we have another step that we need to complete. If you scroll down, and on the left, you see these, the family menu, click on the plus symbol and scroll down until you get to profiles. In that list, you'll find something called a slab edge thickened. I'm gonna enlarge that. And we're going to use this 124-inch by 12-inch slab edge. So I'm going to double click on it, and you can see it is giving some width and thickness parameters. We're not going to change these. I just wanted to kind of illustrate how, if you did need to make some adjustments to those dimensions, this is the way that you would do it. You would duplicate it and rename it accordingly and change the width and the thickness. Okay, so let's go back up to, let's see here. We want to go to a 3D view for this part. And I'm looking at it from above, but I want to look at it from the bottom. So I've clicked on the navigation cube there. So I'm looking at this from the bottom. I see the hole in the slab and I see the edge of the slab. So what I'll do now is go back up to floor and click on the arrow here. You should see there is a floor slab edge option. And the default is this thickened 24-inch by 12-inch slab edge. So I'm going to use that one. And what I will do is just go around clicking on the perimeter line. And I'll do the same here. 2, 1, 2. Okay. So if I kind of orbit around here, I'll see I have that profile going all the way around and around the hole that I created there. Okay. Next step is to go to level 1 again, and we'll create a thickened area here. But before I do that, I want to check a measurement. So I'm going to drag that section so it is cutting through that hole. And then I'm going to go to the section. All right. So I'm cutting through the hole. I see the thickened slab surrounding it. But the reason I wanted to go here is to check the measurement. As you can see from here to here, it's 18 inches. So I'll create a new slab that's 18 inches that I can draw in that place. Going back to level 1, click on floor. There's my 6-inch concrete slab. Edit the type, duplicate, same process as we did before. 18 inches is going to be the thickness. Say okay, click on edit, and I will change it from 6 inches to 1 foot, 6 inches. Okay, apply, okay. Right, and I'm in the modify create floor boundary ribbon, so I will go ahead and click on a rectangle and draw that rectangle in that spot and click on the check mark. All right, now let's go back to the section. All right, I have my new slab, but I also have these dark lines in here, and this would likely be poured in one continuous pour of concrete, not as a separate pour as these lines would suggest. So what I need to do is join the these components to one another. Before I do that, however, you may recall we changed the material to the slab, but it's not appearing. Usually there would be a kind of a hatch pattern graphic. I'm going to go down to the detail level and change it from coarse to fine. Right now we're starting to see some of that hatch pattern, but you'll notice here that the slab edge is not included So I'm going to click on that, go back to edit type. And for the material, I'm going to change it also to cast in place concrete, apply, and OK. All right, so now the graphics are appearing, but I still have this line issue. So what I will do is click on that slab and join it to the slab above. And I'll also join. Okay, let's go back to modify. Join that to the new slab. So we shouldn't see any lines in those areas. And we'll work on the graphics more later, but basically this is what you should see is a slab with a thickened edge and then this dropped section in the middle that will be able to receive a little bit more load. The column will be placed there. And so in order to sort of not crack, you would want to thicken the amount of concrete in that area.